Well, now what's gonna happen to my man Will Smith? The obvious violation in front of 15 million at the Oscars. So now they claiming they debating about the punishment. They didn't even say nothing about the incident till they waited a day or two and took everybody's temperature.
Well, they'll have a
so goes show business, huh?
They'll have a trial date in May to decide whether he's excluded for life or some kind of suspension from the Oscars.
I don't even buy the bullshit. They say that the Oscar members were spread throughout the crowd. Otherwise, they would have gotten together and decided whether or not to let him accept the award. You need 20, 30 minutes, you can't get together and decide that, and in 20 seconds, he went up there and made world news and slapped the shit out of Chris.
I think they should give him a golden seat and pay him money because that's the most highly rated Oscars in the last 10 years.
Well,
I think he'll be barred.
It did have great numbers.
Yes,
with an asterisk. With an asterisk.
I guarantee this Oscars have been streamed and looked at and memed more than any other Oscar ever.
Say this: the next Oscar producer, he won't be black. I promise you that.
They might let Tyler Perry do it next term.
I disagree.
You think so?
And we all do another bet.
I think they're gonna go hard. We don't do a bet. We don't do a bet on that.
I think it'll be Will Packard. I think it'll be Will Packard again. Because they're gonna be trying to prove that
we can't handle it.
That was phenomenal. Like, let somebody get slapped this time. We giving up on y'all completely.
The next community is gonna be the LGBT community. That's gonna be the next host. It's gonna be a white. It's gonna be a Mexican. It's gonna be Asian. It's gonna be a long time.
Well, you had that. You had the girl. You had the girl. Who was girl? Sykes.
It's too many other
Sykes
people.
And then she.
Yeah, Sykes already done it.
So you had that.
There's too many other people getting accolades for what they're doing.
No.
So I'm telling you now.
You had the queer lady when the man. I don't know what it is. What is queer anyway?
Queer.
Just a word for gay.
It's not you.
I know damn well it ain't me. But I know what.
I'm just saying it's another word for gay. T-Q.
P, they got a P now.
Yeah, but I don't know what Q is.
It's not in there. I know polymorphs, but they're not putting that in there. They don't even adapt it.
They weird to it. They gonna
That's not in there.
Like, you weird. You in there too.
Now they passed a law. You can't say gay in certain states.
Right.
You can't even say gay.
What you supposed to
But
say?
I'm saying, man, my question is.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
My question is, what is queer? The boy, I don't know what to call it, the boy girl that won
Basically,
for West Side Story, won the Oscar, DeBose, whatever her name is, says she or he or it, I don't know what the hell it's called.
I don't understand.
Says she's queer. I'm asking y'all.
I think that's the people who don't identify as either or.
What is queer, Richard?
Any sexual orientation or gender identity.
Any sexual orientation or gender identity that is not heterosexual
or cisgender.
Or what?
Cisgender.
Mean the way you was born, the way you was born. Cisgender.
What is cisgender?
That mean that's the way you was born.
Now stay there. Let's stay there. Do you think it's fair that the guy who was a male
swimming?
Wait a minute, man. Let me get to the bottom of it. Hold that question. I'm trying to define queer. You had 5 letters: L, G, B, T,
Q.
No, Q is for queer. That's what queer started with.
You say it's not heterosexual.
I know you start with a K because you're from Mississippi.
It's gonna be. Always remember this.
So I'm asking
you go LG, which is lesbian. You go L, which is lesbian. G for gay. B for bi.
Right.
T for transsexual, and then Q for queer. Yeah.
And
for queer.
Q, they added Q a few years ago.
Right.
Which
is queer.
Means queer. I'm asking you, if you are not lesbian, bi, gay, or transsexual, what makes you queer?
You on the fence.
No,
not to me. I think they all got them. But my thing is, they all got the end result of.
As long as you ain't heterosexual,
what I don't understand,
like you queer.
Even though they got all these letters, the end result, if you're a lesbian, to me you're gay. So they all got the to me the end result of when it comes to dealing with the same sex or the opposite sex. So I don't understand why you got two letters kind of representing the same thing. You know,
well, you got T, which is transgender and transsexual. And we've had them both on the show.
Right.
We had at one time we had a lesbian, a transsexual, and it was funny to watch the gay man who was basically calling the transgender man a sissy.
Right.
I shouldn't even be laughing right there. That's my point. This thing, you just proved my point. They got the same end result.
Community can separate. That's what it is.
Right.
The letters is just so they can know what's different.
A guy who lived as a woman. Right. Okay, we had that on the show.
Right.
Then we had another guy who was, we don't know is he was female or male, but he was gay. He was there.
Yeah.
Then we had another person who was a man before, but she was transformed into a female.
And they did not like being called the other thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm saying.
They didn't like. It was like they didn't like each other.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand that.
So I'm saying, which obviously y'all don't know, what is queer.
Right. So Brian.
Look, I'm glad I don't know, and I'm glad I work with men who don't know.
Brian.
Yeah.
We had a 6'4" brother, size 14.
14.
He was a female.
You remember the same shit I mean?
So we had a 5'2" brother who looked like a male or female. We didn't know
Whichever one he chose.
We didn't know what he was.
Right.
He was 5'4".
Right.
Male or female, we didn't know what he was. Then we had a fine female came in that we thought was a female.
It was a man.
I'm a man.
Wow.
And when I asked the gay fella
Right.
about being transgender, you should have heard him. He's like, what I look like?
Right.
He was like, oh no, brother, it ain't like that. He's like, I'm just gay. I'm like,
Right. Then he was like, which one are you? You gay or whatever? He said, no.
I don't play that shit.
He was that queer you talking about. He was that queer.
No, I'm asking you, is that what queer is?
Yeah, he was in that queer mode.
Well, I'm asking
So
you,
it's-
what is queer?
He was both ways.
That's
But
bad.
he didn't queer is,
Look, man.
I don't want to.
They don't want to fit in the box. They don't want to be in the box.
Y'all just like me, y'all don't know the answer.
He said that's
So just say you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
He said, I don't want to assign to the gender. He said that. I don't want to assign to the gender.
So he
I'm in
died.
that
So-
flotation mode.
So that's bad.
So is transgender
is you
taking?
like both of
So is transgender taking like female hormones, but you still like to get with chicks, and don't want to be back?
Transsexual, you've had to change. Transgender is you just dress up like
Right.
the other sex.
So what I'm saying. So is that because you dress like the other
Don't
sex?
ask me now. No, because now.
All right. Okay. So
I don't know no damn because.
all right. So are
Transgender wise.
okay. So are transgenders are guys that prefer they dress as women but still want to get with chicks but they dress as
They
women?
dress women, but they still got man apparatus.
Right. But do they want to get with chicks or do they want to get with men as they dress as women? So
I can't answer that. That's something you ask somebody on a date.
somebody go to 10th Street.
One first.
No, somebody go to 10th Street and find out what's going on.
Get your information.
As a pastor,
Right.
how do y'all address this in your congregation?
Oh Lord Jesus.
How do we address it? I don't shy away from it, whether it be from
You know what denomination you are, right?
I just know with us, we are believers. So I mean, I ain't finna attack the other denominations. But anyway, but I don't shy away from it because to me, whether you
Let's go, man, and gay man and help
what
other than the choir director.
well, the book says none. All I'm saying is come from a standpoint, whether it's the Bible or science. To me, anything that stops the production of human life ain't natural.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I agree with
Okay,
that.
okay.
Agree with that.
Now we go.
Agree with
So,
Don't come for me. Don't at me now. I try not to beat y'all with the book over the head, but I know me now. We can,
But
I can get the hooping. I know how to hoop.
People in heaven though.
Huh?
But you did say it's gonna be gay people in heaven.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my
Come on,
mouth.
man. Somebody got to direct the choir.
I want to open this can of worms. Do you have gay parishioners at your church?
Oh, I can answer that. Yeah, he does, whether he know it or not.
I don't know it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for him and stuff. No, I don't know.
Charge him more time or less time?
Huh?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I mean, look, we got like 15,000 members, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Y'all got
Hold on,
thousands of gay
man.
people in there.
Hold on, man. Your church, 15,000.
Yeah.
How many come to a service every Sunday?
Gosh, we have 4 services every Sunday.
How many you think you come?
Huh?
How many you think come?
About 5,000.
I'm gonna say, a good between 8 and it depends on which service. I would say like right at in the morning. I would say we get it between 7 to 1,000.
How many
and
y'all
then,
feed every month?
Hey man.
man, I don't know, man. I know one thing. I don't know about every month, but I know every week. I know every week we have our food distribution are probably the size of other smaller churches. I mean, we really give enough food that can fill up. Like we give enough food that can fill up what a normal size church be. We fill it up, and we get that in, and we get out to the community. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, good, man.
Y'all doing your.
Oh yeah, man,
But
we do okay.
none of that defines queer to me.
It's the people who don't fit in the box, who don't identify with all of that, and that's also not claiming heterosexuality.
I said queer, not choir.
It's the queer people handing out the boxes, DC. It's the queer people handing out the boxes.
The queer people what?
They hand out the boxes.
I don't know what you said.
They the one
Boxes to what?
He said, "Are they handing out the
The
food?"
queer people, they the one handing.
He said, "They handing out
Hand out
food."
the box.
Yeah, they hand out the boxes. Do you mind if you get that free food? Did you mind if they queer or not when they give you?
That's why you mess it up, because you messing with the Lord's people. That's why you messing up.
Sometimes I hand out the box.
When you get that,
But I ain't
queer ham.
I don't guess I'm queer. I don't know what the hell it means. So I don't know.
It just means they don't identify
You already said
wholeheartedly
you
with
didn't know.
everybody else.
Now you know all of a sudden in 10 minutes.
Queer,
you know.
that's why they threw it on the end. Basically, if it ain't LBTG and it ain't heterosexual, which ain't even a letter in the alphabet that they use,
Oh yeah, it starts.
then it's queer. Everything else is queer. Queer is the all over.
Oh, but they got a P now. What's the P? That polythea y'all talking about. The poly.
They have not added. They have not added polymorphs to it yet.
That's not
Yeah,
it.
new letter.
That's
It's
like,
Pusha
that comes
P.
from-
It's
that's
Pusha
a-
P, the
That's
song.
from the root word polygamy, which
Right.
is just multiple.
Oh,
Partners, yeah.
I
I hear you, DC. You know where the root word come from. Okay.
Come on, man. I don't sleep at night. When y'all sleeping,
My man is learning.
I'm reading.
Me too, DC.
But you can get some daytime naps in, DC.
Watching
Don't lie
TV.
now. You know you take a nap or two.
I sleep all day.
I'm about to say all day.
Because I never hear about anybody dying while they're taking a nap. They die during the sleep.
during the hard sleep.
So I
Right?
wake up, get up, and then take a nap.
Time of day to go gotta be served.
I made it through the night and then take a nap. Well, do you think it's gonna be fair to punishment if you think about Harvey Weinstein? He got a grant. He got an Oscar, and then Roman Polanski got an Oscar that he couldn't even receive because he was in another country. Had to flee this country because he
Say,
was
didn't he
tired
run?
of messing with the ladies.
I was gonna tell you, he run.
He only
Roman
99 years
Polanski,
old.
he's still alive.
You
He
lying?
gotta be like 99.
Yeah, but the girls he messed with just
They
27.
were 20 that keep him alive. Right. That motherfucker was the worst
Oh, it's
And
terrible.
You got
American history.
yeah, and then Harvey Weinstein, he got an Oscar. Nobody said nothing about taking his Oscar.
Harvey got away?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Get what? They said Samuel Jackson got a award that nobody ever saw either.
Now, let me tell you this. Sam gave him a hug and everything after he got that, but I watched them videos repeatedly. When Will was presented with the Oscar, y'all take a look at Sam Jackson in the background when everybody else is giving a standing ovation. He didn't even clap.
Same as Affleck.
He didn't even.
He said Affleck.
But Sam was giving some Oscar-worthy performances, and that have gone just really unnoticed.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson say motherfucker better than anybody.
Samuel Jackson has made more money in Hollywood than any. He has more movies that
I
make
ain't
more
mad
money
at
than
him.
anybody in Hollywood.
He my man.
I love his approach. He don't
owes me-
try to do any leading.
He owes me $40.
Golly.
And this is a true story.
Yeah.
So back in the day, I was performing. I think it was Columbia, South Carolina. You know this story, bro?
You told me this, yeah.
And so they come to get me in the dressing room. And the DC is a guy out here say he doesn't have any money to get in the show. Blah blah blah, crying the blues. I said, well, who is he? Do I know him? He said, no, he doesn't know you, but he asked me to tell you his story. He doesn't have no money. He really wants to see the show, blah, blah, blah. I said, he's an actor. That's what they told me. I said, well, acted in what? Who the hell is he? What is he acting in? So they go back and ask him, what's he acting in? He said, well, the movie ain't out yet, but I just did a movie with Spike Lee. So that's what they told me. Say he just did a movie with Spike Lee. So this was Spike Lee's first movie. So when they told me that, I said, well, who the fuck is Spike Lee?
Right.
Some guy from Morehouse took these credit cards and made this movie.
Called School Days.
School Days, or She's Gotta Have It, one of them.
She's Gotta Have It. It's his first one.
She gotta
have it.
Or was it the black-white movie? What was the black-white movie?
No, She Gotta Have It.
Do the right
Which
thing.
one was?
No. She
Samuel
got
L. first
She
movie,
got
though.
She gotta have it.
It was whatever Spike Lee movie first. So they
Samuel L's first Jackson was School Days.
They come back and tell me anyway.
He was in School Days.
He had just done a movie
School Days.
with Spike Lee. Spike Lee's first movie. I said, I ain't never heard of him. I ain't never heard no damn Spike or Ike Lee or whoever the hell it is. I said, but let him in. So they let him in. He comes in the dressing room. How you doing, DC? It was me and Joe Torre. I said, I'm fine. How you doing, man? I'm good. I'm an actor. Just did a movie with Spike Lee. Again, I went, who the fuck is Spike Lee? Went to school together in Morehouse, blah, blah, blah. Can I have a drink? I said, help yourself, man. Joe Torre said, man, get this nigga the fuck out of here.
Right.
I said, nah, he's all right.
Right.
Can I have a drink? I said, help yourself. He said, I really wanted to come to the show. Thank you for letting me in. I didn't have $20 to get the ticket. It was Sam Jackson.
He ain't promoted the show since then.
He ain't paid me. He ain't gave me my money.
Shame on.
And that's true stuff.
And he right here. He right here. And
He
it
live in
was,
Atlanta.
I don't know where.
I mean, I know you're a big Falcons fan. I've seen him at the
In
games.
Chicago.
But no, it had to have been School Days.
That's about 25 years.
Yeah. Cousin Do the Right Thing, he was a DJ.
So I said that to say you never know, boy.
Yeah, what people become.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know.
Look at him now.
I think the best commentary I heard about the whole thing was OJ.
Orenthal.
OJ said, if that been me. But to show you that he's not crazy either, OJ said, man, can you imagine if I had snapped all the jokes that was said about, he said, it wasn't a legitimate comedian that didn't have an OJ bit. Mine, back then on whatever they put it on, got 3.5 million hits. I did OJ bit on Comic View. This OJ supposed to be crazy. OJ said, man, you know, that's all in the game, man. He said, you know, he said, what comic didn't say some, you know, disparaging remarks about me? He said, but if I'd have done what Will did, he said, I'd be in prison for life.
Yep.
I said, well, you know, you kind of did do something a little bad and didn't get life.
You did commit murder, nigga, and walked away. You got
You did stab motherfucker and didn't get life. But
3.5 million views.
You know, he made.
that was years ago. I checked. He got 3.5
A lot
million.
of people agree with you.
Yeah, but I made light of it, you know, and since then, let me go there, Rev. Since then, I have had interactions with OJ. We used to go to the same mechanic car repair place in Los Angeles,
Right.
and I had several one-on-one conversations with him.
Right. He
Y'all was
made.
on the same
I
oil
don't
change
know if he
schedule.
had seen. I don't know if he had seen the bit or not, but we were what?
Y'all was on the same oil change schedule, like
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah.
He said he made 96. He made the media made $96 million off of him.
I know what it is.
That's what he said.
Y'all niggas in
The
on same
media
thing.
made $96 million off of him. That's what he said. Back in the day, the media made $96 million off of him.
indeed.
Yeah. But my dad, to this day, still put him in the top 3 backs. When my dad was playing for Kansas City, he said no matter who he see, he still puts OJ in the top 3.
Oh, ain't no doubt about it. It's amazing to watch commentators when they talk about it, football achievements and so forth, and talk about running backs.
He gonna do your
they don't mention. They won't mention it.
It's crazy.
It's
And if you pull up the numbers, though, he always in top 5 or in something.
OJ was a bad boy, man. And they ain't say nothing about them bad helmets or nothing. You know, these other boys, they go do something crazy. They start talking about, oh, they had the helmets were bad. Well, OJ had bad. OJ had good helmet. Everybody else had bad.
Exactly. And with no quarterback at all.
Yeah. So, while Will Smith is my boy, I disagree with the incident. I disagree with what he did.
But DC, do you think, since that whole incident, do you think comedians now should be more leery of what they say? Because do you think this open Pandora's box kind of for people to think that it's okay now to attack comedians at comedy shows because the comedian might joke on you or say something that you don't like? Do you think that could have opened slightly Pandora's box?
I ain't gonna change a damn thing.
I wouldn't change something either.
I'm not threatening or asking for trouble,
Right.
but I'm just telling you, like I said before, Chris handled it with what he has been blessed with. Grace. He handled it with class, professionalism.
Yeah.
He handled it with all of that, with dignity.
Don't insult the black
And
woman.
I
Don't insult the black
have none of that.
Right.
So, and I'm not asking for trouble.
Right.
But you run your ass up there on me.
Well, Nick Cannon has already opened that box up. Now, when the joining thing, the joining thing. So it's always been out there, man. The joining part has always been out there. It's nothing new. Will Smith just reacted wrong. Let's just get it right. Let's just get it straight. He reacted wrong.
Yeah, it don't mean he don't need to work.
I do not share the views with this panel.
The business comedy is not going to change.
I just want to say I don't share the views of this panel.
Of course, we're not
Nick Cannon
comedians.
come to town
So you would-
with his Wild 'N Out tour, and that's what they do. They join and they do all that
They
kind
do
of
that
stuff.
all the time.
And so now the young comedy community really, that's all they know. But when they go see somebody like I just heard from my man, they went to see DC Curry this past weekend at a comedy show. They said DC came out and he performed a comedy show when the rest of the people that they saw, it was kind of like, ratting back on people.
Well, I
But
thought it was a
he
good show.
came and I wasn't there, but I had response say, DC put on a performance that people really like. That's comedy right there.
Classic style.
I feel like
Classic.
this. I was
They
actually,
didn't talk about nobody in the audience.
I appreciate everybody on the show. I thought it was a good show
I
throughout.
feel like this.
From the
It's always
beginning.
gonna be there, but you're always gonna have that side of the new classes coming up. That's all they know. Rat, joining each other. That's what they know. But we know real stand up, and that's gonna always survive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's gonna have to be marketed right.
Yeah.
It's got to be marketed right because you put two different styles together, and I thought they were real creative what they put together this weekend with DC and them. That style.
I hate that I was not
So you
invited.
gotta put together right so it sells right. You know what I'm
they
saying?
use it right. They sold tickets.
I enjoyed the whole
I ain't know
show.
anything about the
Where
show.
was it? Was it at the State Farm or something with them?
Stay for.
Yeah, I ain't know anything about it. That's
But
my
I
fault.
tell you what, DC, out of all the comedians that came up before him, he was the only one. When he got off, he got a standing ovation when he walked off the set.
I heard that. That's what I
Nobody
said.
else before him.
I didn't want to go.
Got
posting
that.
it up like that, but I heard that.
Who was the other people before him? We're not dropping
We ain't gonna go
names.
there.
No, he ain't dropping.
We ain't going there.
I enjoyed the whole show, and
Hey man, talent is talent. It's okay to be modest, DC, but talent is talent, man. You are who you are. You do your
What I'm
thing.
saying to you is,
I enjoyed the whole
you-
show.
you-
I
you
like
didn't watch
everybody.
the
I
Oscar.
like everybody on that show. Huh?
But I'm saying you never watched the Oscar. You say so you don't know how this comedy thing goes.
No, I said I used to watch it until
They
Denzel
jump
got that award.
all the time. But when you got real comedy, when you go to a certain platform, when people want real comedy still stands out.
Right.
So you don't really have to join on people. You don't have
Right.
to do all that. And part of that, Chris Rock does. They do that at the Oscars. That's
Right.
known. It's been done.
Right.
But in an intimate setting, that talking about the crowd works better than like the State Farm. Ain't it hard to even see the crowd? Like there's a lot of big lights. You got a big space between you and the crowd. So talking about the crowd at State Farm ain't necessarily the. I mean, I can see at a smaller venue. You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't know. I seen DC do it. DC not have DC
Young Fly, yeah.
The comics, we've
85
had
cents,
handicapped
that's all
people.
it
is. Yeah.
We've had handicapped people in the audience, and we done jokes about it. And them handicapped people, they gonna roll down
Yeah,
and
laugh.
they grab your hand. Nobody, man,
And,
you see
and,
this
and
like everybody
lastly,
else.
lastly, but not least, man, Get a sense of humor, man.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying that, like you said, I can't control how anybody feels, man. But if you walk around with your ass on your shoulders all the time, I mean, because there's something, quote unquote, wrong with everybody.
Right.
So, you know, if you have no sense of humor about whatever is facing you in life, you know, I know people talk about, you know, my limp, I'm bald. You know, man.
Yeah.
It's all-
RNSJ made a living at talking about his retarded brother. I hate to say it. He kills it about his retarded brother. You better not feel sorry for him. Yeah.
You know, I mean, let me tell you what it reminds me of. I thought about it. Back in the day, it never, you know, when we used to play the dub. But you know, who you play dub with don't really know your mama.
Right. Right.
It's just a joke, right?
Yeah.
But I used to play dub with some certain people, comics, you know, not on stage in public, and then just behind class door. You know, you say your mama this, your mama that. And we knew each other's mothers, you know, who we loved to death. You know what I mean? But when my mama died, I couldn't then be at the barbecue and get mad because this man, we've been playing dozens for years.
Yeah.
This man
Still cracking.
slip up and say something about your mom. In fact, that was indicative of the fact that he didn't mean it. Because he was my partner.
Right.
So he wasn't trying to inflict no pain.
Right,
We
right.
just talking shit.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Right.
So Chris Rock, he didn't mean to inflict no pain on this
Wow.
boy. He just talking shit, you know.
Wow, dog.
My daughter died a couple months ago. I can't get mad at somebody that just says a joke about somebody's
Wow.
daughter, about a daughter or something.
Wow.
You know. Now, if you trying to get me riled up and say that, that's something different.
Wow.
If you trying to be funny, even if it ain't funny,
Wow.
it's just a joke.
I had a conversation with my friend the other day. He said, "Man, I noticed you don't do Joan." I said, "No, I don't do Joan jokes because if you say something about my mama, that Joan is over. I said I've never done jokes about other people's mama. I don't do Joan. I don't Joan about people. I don't do that kind of shit." And he brought it up and said, "Man, I grew up in the Midwest, man. If you couldn't Joan, you wouldn't be survived." I said, "Well, I didn't do it like that. You don't talk about my mama. I'm gonna talk about your mama." I had a friend who had his mama 400 pounds, but she had 14 kids of her own, and she adopted 3 other kids, and she served them. And me and him were best friends every day. And everybody would Joan on everybody else. We'd be on the bus, everybody joining. But me and him, I never Joan because I know what he was going through with his mom, and he never Joan on me because, you know, I just wouldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? And people know, don't Joan on mama, don't talk about both mama, because he ain't gonna play that shit. And I was just raised like that.
So you like Bobby Boucher a little bit, like on Waterboy.
People join all the time about each other, but people knew me growing up. You don't join about both mama. He don't join about your mama, so you don't join about his mama.
So
We talk about everything else.
take a
We join everything
person.
else.
So take a person that does not know that about you. He just trying to be funny. He
Yeah.
talks about his mama.
Right, right.
This person does not know that. I mean, you may later on say, "Hey man,
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
play that."
Yeah.
But in the moment, if he don't know that about you, he just
Right.
that's
I
what
ain't
he
gonna-
does.
I ain't gonna
He
fight
may
him for
say
that.
something, but his intentions are not. Now, if he knows and still goes in on
Right.
that,
I'm
that's
gonna
something
be his ass.
different.
But
That's
if
something
he
different.
say something, I'm gonna say, "Hey man, I don't do this mama joke."
What's the world coming to when Mike Tyson, known for violence, known to be a premier fighter of all time, and he was in a comedy club in Los Angeles the other day, and a boy pulled a gun out,
Yes,
I didn't hear about that.
and
Mike
Mike Tyson hugged him.
Mike Tyson hugged the nigga.
And here we are in the entertainment industry, and we wanna box. Well, Chris Rock, big ups to you, boy.
Will
Big
Smith,
ups to you. Will's
big
still in the
down to
show,
you.
but big ups to you, boy. You got a chin. You took it like a man, and thank God the soldiers in Ukraine are not like you. Russia would be all up in there today.
Yeah.
Ukraine has lasted over a month.
Kudos
All right.
to them.
God bless. Good night.